Peace activist and poet Mattie Stepanek will be remembered this week at a memorial mass in his home parish in Maryland. It has been 20 years since Mattie left us, but his message of peace and hope and faith remains as vital and relevant today as ever it was. Joining me now to talk about her son's lasting legacy is his mother, Dr. Jeni Stepanek. Jeni, thank you for being here. As I mentioned, you can't believe it. I can't believe that it's been 20 years since we lost Mattie. What, in your estimation, is his lasting legacy? And how does that legacy and message continue to grow?
I really think his lasting legacy is, as he would have said, the echo and silhouette of his life. That the messages of hope and peace that he shared were placed in his heart by God, which means they're timeless, they're universal messages. And I think that is the beautiful truth today, that 20 years is an entire generation. It's a whole new group of people that are just now saying either, oh yeah, I remember him, or Mattie, who is Mattie? Which you didn't hear 20 years ago. So a generation later, one of the greatest things that happened in the last year is one of the Mattie Stepanek Guild directors, Keaton, she developed a virtues curricula based on Mattie's poetry and Mattie's life, how he role modeled, how he lived with virtues. Mm-hmm. And it was in a number of Catholic schools during the past year. Each one did it completely differently. They took this curricula supplement, used it in their schools in very unique ways. And we just had a webinar about that. And it's just beautiful to see children and families, a generation later, being inspired with these messages of hope and peace in a world that, if you look at our world, you may think our world is falling apart. And in many ways it is. The state of our world is dismal. But the truth of our world is absolutely beautiful. And Mattie is a reminder that we need to pause and remember that hope is real and peace is possible, and to never give up aspiring for those truths.
Jeni, for those who are new to Mattie, Mattie Stepanek at 4 years old, if memory serves, Jeni, that's when he started to receive what he would later call his heart songs. Tell us about that moment, the first time you saw him receive these messages. You had to be a little concerned, confused about what was happening.
Absolutely. He was actually about 3 and 4 years old.
Wow.
And I knew that Mattie was very bright. A lot of children are bright. I knew that he was reading at age 3. I never taught him to read. He just somehow knew how to read. And even that, there are children who are just very talented, very gifted, very smart. But then there was something different about Mattie, where he seemed to not just be intelligent, but also have this wisdom, this understanding. And he was very creative. After his brother Jamie died, he used poetry and short stories, little essays, to help him get through the grief, to talk things out. But some of the expressions that he was creating just were very, very different than what a 3 and 4 year old child would be saying. And what he said was, God is placing messages in my heart. And it's my purpose in this world is to choose the words to shape and share those messages with other people. So really, some of what he shared was just his insights, his experiences, what he's living and saying. But some of it was very, very different. And you could even see and hear that it had a different quality, a different nature to it. And he called those his heart songs. It was his purpose on earth. And I do remember being very, very concerned. Rev awe, I guess, is how I would describe it. And even calling my pastor at the time saying, do you think he's getting close to death? Because he swears he's hearing God, and he believes this, and it frightened me. And this pastor said, he really has a foot in both worlds. He's been so close to death most of his life, and yet he's so immersed in life, all of his life, that he's got a foot in both worlds. And he said, treasure these. These are your grace notes, what he calls a heart song. I remember actually asking him once, I said, Mattie, he's about three, maybe 3.5. And I said, Mattie, when you hear God speaking in your heart, is it loud? Is it soft? Is it a man's voice, a woman's voice? What is it that you're hearing? And my 3.5-year-old son looked at me as if I had lost my mind. And he's like, Mommy, doesn't speak to you like this. God speaks into my heart message. And that's why I'm a messenger. I choose the voice. I choose the words. I choose how to shape it. And I think that's the beauty of his legacy. To go back to that first question, is that it is God's message that came through Mattie's heart and then his hands and words. So anybody that wants to take God's message today, as Mattie shared it, it's relevant to them. It is useful. It is inspiring, sincere, and authentic in its time. And it's still alive in our world today.
Yeah, well, they're so simple and yet profound, and that's what makes them, I think, so powerful, because generations can access them. Older people can read them, children can read them, and they touch you in different ways because they are true, they are authentic. Jeni, there's so much going on this week. Would you tell us a little bit about the events coming up to memorialize this great anniversary, Mattie's 20th anniversary, the 20th anniversary of his passing? First, tell us about the annual Mass.
Okay, so this Saturday, June 22nd, 2024, marks the 20-year anniversary of Mattie's passing. So the Mattie Stepanek Guild, which is a spiritual organization, it's a nonprofit, a group of people who are really gathering information about Mattie. They're gathering people who knew Mattie, people who knew of Mattie, people who are just learning about Mattie today, but have something that they want to share, something about how Mattie touches their life or inspires them to live with virtues or to think about life differently. They're gathering that information for, as you know, Raymond, the possible cause of canonization for Mattie to be formally recognized by the Catholic Church, maybe one of these years. So they're going to have a beautiful Mass at St. Rose of Lima at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. People can come in person, and there's going to be a beautiful reception afterwards, or they can live stream. The link is on mattiematters.org, and people can watch it live stream in real time. And what I'm excited about is that this Mass is not going to be a somber remembrance of a child who died. It is going to be an authentic celebration of a child who lived and who reminds us about the importance of hope and peace. There's children involved. It's just going to be a beautiful celebration, not a sad, solemn remembrance.
Yeah, well, anybody who's ever seen Mattie or heard him, whether on Oprah's show or this show or, you know, in his many appearances on Larry King or on the MDA telethon, he was always such a bright light and a jolt of joy. And I love that that's the way you're memorializing and remembering him, but also extending his message.
May I share one more event real quick before we end? The Mattie Foundation event. So the Mattie Guild is doing the Mass. Mattie's Foundation, which I run, is his Peace Legacy. And on July 14th, it's a Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Mattie Stepanek Park in Rockville, Maryland. That information will be on the website as well. Big party to celebrate his birthday. The Guild celebrates his anniversary. I celebrate his birthday. And so between those two events, June 22nd and July 14th, what heart song would I share? I'm going to share with you the quote that I've chosen to honor his 20-year legacy as I close my remarks at the Mass this Saturday. In a world where we're struggling for hope, we need hope, and hope is simply a reflection of God's love for us and with us, that it helps move us into each next moment. The heart song for Mattie I would share is think gently, speak gently, live gently, and the world will be touched gently with the essence of your existence.
Well, Jeni, I always thank you for your time and for really embodying that ideal of speaking gently and acting gently and living gently. You've done that so beautifully and have labored and worked so hard to extend and continue Mattie's message. It's beautiful to see. The 20th Memorial Mass for Mattie Stepanek is Saturday, June 22nd at St. Rose of Lima Parish in Germantown, Maryland. Visit MattieMatters.org for more information, and then you can celebrate his birthday and legacy at Peace Day in the Park, Sunday, July 14th at 11 a.m. At the Mattie Stepanek Park in Rockville, Maryland. Visit MattieOnline.com for all those details. Thank you, Jeni. God bless you. See you soon.
Thank you so much.